one of the main positive elements of BBI. It will usher in a more ethnically inclusive political system. We did attend Mombasa, and the reason we are here is to say that yes, we are happy that we were represented in Mombasa. However, there are two issues which I have to raise, we have to raise as leaders of Central, because our work is to amplify what the people want. Number one, representation when it comes to those meetings for Central Kenya needs to be expanded. For me, Junet Mohammed did a good job. He was able to call out every member of parliament without referring to any list. And that for us, for me, was quite positive. It shows a leader who is aware of his troops. However, when you saw the whole idea of representation in terms of people articulating issues, for me, Central Kenya role needs to be expanded. I was not happy, we were not happy when we saw some leaders who have been very strong supporters of this process, like Minor Commander. They are being given a microphone, and somehow they are not being allowed to complete what they want to say. Of course, also we would also want to point out that those leaders have been very supportive of this process. They need to be heard. And people of Central who are watching that meeting wanted to hear people articulating coffee issues, BBI with tea issues, BBI with coffee issues, BBI with milk issues, BBI with youth unemployment in Central Province, BBI with rice. Those are the pertinent issues that affect the people of Central. And therefore, we have seen BBI meetings in Bukungu, very good meetings. BBI meetings in Mombasa, very good meetings. But we strongly feel that Central Kenya issues need to be at the center of those meetings. Central Kenya leaders need to be at the forefront. It should not be seen as if that we are unable to articulate our issues in the BBI constitutional meetings. Finally, we understand that land issues are quite emotive. There is a lot of landlessness in coast. We also understand that indeed coastal people needs to be resettled. And therefore, if BBI can address the problem of absentee landlords, is a positive thing. However, it is important for leaders to be a little bit nuanced when discussing issues of land. We must tell the country that Kikuyus have a land problem, just like any other person in the entire republic. When you come to Central, you will find a lot of landless people. This idea that Kikuyus have monopolized land needs to be busted. Of course, land as a factor of production in the new current world we are living has been on a decline. So therefore, even as we raise concerns regarding land, let everyone know that people of Central Kenya, the Kikuyus, Embu and Gema and Meru, they do have the same land problems. I have seen previously instances where land has been used and somehow be leveraged to create chaos, and it has been like a trigger for conflict. And therefore, even as we push for land justice, it should be from an objective manner and taking into account that we do not, again, start bringing animosity among ethnic groups. Because surely there's this tendency, more often than not, to associate a land problem with Kikuyus, which is not true. For instance, my relatives who are in Rift Valley, one is in Timboro, another one is in Nakuru, my uncles who originally came from Kangema. They have no land in Central at all. They have no land. They went there, they bought that land, and therefore they are legitimate owners of the new parcels of land which they own in the Rift Valley. So if you kick them out on the basis of land, where will they go? Those are issues which, as a leader, I have to caution and also to say that we need to have better messaging to ensure the process is protected. But otherwise, we are supportive of BBI. We are waiting for BBI to come to Central. But we urge, as we move closer to Mount Kenya, Central Kenya leaders get due representation in those meetings. Thank you. Aria.
What the Senator Kangata has said is what is in the minds of many Kenyans. BBI is the best idea that Kenya could ever have, because it is going to address most of the problems that Kenyans are experiencing today, namely employment. With BBI, there is a chance that Kenya is going to develop to a greater country in terms of building industries which are going to recruit our youth. Unemployment in Kenya is so big that it is unimaginable. And that is why when you have public rallies, you have so many young people going to the public rallies because they don't have anything to do. They are not engaged. They don't have employment. BBI is also going to address agriculture. We have a problem today, like in parts of this country, like where I come from, Nyandarua, milk the other day was going for 17 shillings a liter. And this is because there were not enough policies in place. There's a lot of importation of milk from Uganda. And going by the figures, Uganda the other day was exporting to Kenya 1.3 million liters. At the end of last year, it was exporting to Kenya over 100 liters. And one wonders where this milk is coming from, because Uganda does not have the capacity to produce that milk. We now know that most of this milk was coming from Europe to Uganda and back to Kenya. So we need to stop such importation of milk so that the locally produced milk can be able to assist farmers. 17 shillings is not even the cost of producing 1 liter of milk. We have a lot of problems with the horticulture in agriculture, that we have a lot of horticulture coming from Tanzania. The taxes in Tanzania for agricultural input is lower than what we have in Kenya. So when they bring their horticulture to Kenya, Kenyans will not be competitive. Our prices will not be competitive. And so Kenyan farmers will continue to suffer. It's time also that we amended the Constitution in several articles of the Constitution, and this can only be addressed by BBI. That's why we are saying that we support BBI, because we think that it is going to be a good exercise to allow us amend the Constitution and also make policies which are going to be useful to Kenyans. And for that, I'm saying we are supporting BBI. Central Province, we are supporting BBI. But we should also be given a chance, an equal chance, like other parts of Kenya. BBI we want BBI to create one Kenya, not a Kenya with multiple ethnicity concepts. We want to develop together, just like in Europe, a country like Switzerland and others, Germany and others. They develop their country, all of them, without considering where one comes from. So we want to be one in Kenya, build one Kenya, build one populace, a populace that has no regard for ethnicity. Land problems are with every other person in Kenya. So when we talk of land, the concept is that for anybody to own land, he has to buy land. So we are not going to have free land given out, issued out. So those complaining that perhaps they have not had a chance to own land, nobody was given land in Kenya. We all have bought land, those with the land today. So, and there is no time that one is going to give out his land without compensation. So we should all work hard. We should create a culture of hard-working Kenyans, people who do not want to be given free money, people who do not want to wait until somebody works very hard and gives them money. We want corruption to be eradicated. I can tell you, without corruption, Kenya will be a first world. It's a fast-growing country. But the problem is corruption. You find that most of the money that is supposed to go to development projects go to pockets of individuals, without which Kenya would grow at a very fast rate. Kenya would be a first world. Nairobi would be one of the biggest cities in Kenya. And, without corruption, we shall also be able to develop our country fast. So that is why we are saying we are supporting BBI, this effort by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. We are supporting it because it is good for for Kenyans. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of double speak within Jubilee.
Pardon?
Yes, there's a lot of double speak within Jubilee. You have a group of leaders saying that they support the BBI, but the same group say that they do not support some leaders who are also supporting the BBI. If indeed you want Kenya to move toward one direction, then why don't you probably call on your fellow MPs and other lawmakers to, instead of holding their parallel BBI rallies, they all join hands with the other side of the political divide, if indeed you are interested in uniting Kenya through this?
Dragging us behind, because we are going to embark on public participation on BBI. And if you feel that there is something that has been left out on the main document, then it is incumbent upon you to comment and seek the part of the BBI to be amended. Nobody has said that you cannot amend BBI. It is open. So if you feel there's something wrong, seek to amend it.
Yeah, let me criticize those who went to. Yeah, let me criticize those who went to Nakuru and came up with a resolution of saying that they are going to start a parallel process. That was not wise. That was not good. We need one Kenya. We need one BBI. It appears now they will politicize BBI, hold parallel meetings. To us, Uhuru Kenyatta has told us to have one BBI process, and therefore we are not part of that Nakuru group. We never attended that group, and for me that Nakuru group is just playing politics. However, those of us who are in this other mainstream BBI, headed by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta and President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta, we also want to tell them they need to be a little bit more strategic, in the sense that they need to ensure Central Kenya leaders are also part of the entire BBI process. We saw an element of domination by our sisters from the other side, and that somehow seems to not be sending the right signals back in Central Kenya. And so that we ensure Central Kenya feels part of the mainstream BBI. We want to tell them they expand the whole essence of articulations. They ensure issues relating to Central are well articulated in the mainstream BBI, so that we don't allow the Nakuru detractors to get the political credit. and therefore for us we're in the mainstream BBI headed by Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. However, we have to demand our rightful representation. I would urge Junet Mohammed, if he was to come to Central, and he needs to, if he comes with that notion, I doubt whether things will be good on his part, because people will not allow failure to give adequate representation to the people of Central. I don't think how Commander was treated in Coast was good from where I sit. He is our elder. He is from Central Kenya. People like Gonjiri have been the forefront of fighting for the mainstream BBI, and they should get the rightful recognition whenever we have such kind of meetings. That's my opinion. That's my view, strongly held, so that BBI has the central face, which somehow needs to be embedded in the mainstream BBI. Thank you.